Now time for leisure, and my leisure partner in Luzern was Hotel Villa Honegg, a magnificent mansion that feels more like a picture-perfect private home than a luxury hotel.
A traveller without observation is like a bird without wings. And just before entering my hotel in Luzern, I could not stop myself from standing here and observing and admiring this beauty of Luzern. Right now, I'm standing at the same level as the clouds behind me.
Perched atop a hillside that overlooks the Swiss countryside, whether the sight of snow-capped peaks strikes your fancy or an expanse of verdant hills and valleys, Villa Honegg provides discreet privacy in a naturally pristine setting.
Hotel Villa Honegg is ideal for families and couples who are looking for a peaceful holiday in Switzerland. We are surrounded by mountains and lakes. It's very natural here, and it's a superb location to spend holidays.
Reopened in 2011 after an extensive refit, Hotel Villa Honegg was originally built in 1905. You can choose between 5 beautiful accommodation options: corner suites, junior suites, superior rooms, classic rooms and dependents. All are comfortable and luxurious. I chose the corner suite. The corner suite had a balcony with the view of the lake and the mountains. Absolutely magnificent. Luzern is a beautiful place to shop as well. While strolling down the narrow streets that feed the city's airy squares, you can enjoy the sheer multiplicity of shops and boutiques displaying exquisite wares. There's something for everyone.
You know, generally women tell me I have no competition except when there is some chocolate involved. That is my competition. And now, because I'm in Switzerland, I've come here to taste some chocolate, because Switzerland is all about chocolate, romance, chocolate and romance. Interesting combination. And you know, Switzerland has a lot of big names when it comes to mass production of chocolate, this industrial chocolate. But where I have come to is the big daddy of chocolate. Now this is Max Chocolatier. Sounds also so romantic. Max Chocolatier. And they have handmade chocolates. Now, these people pay so much attention to detail that they even have their own cows. Can you imagine? Because you want to make chocolate, you have your own cow. Wow.
We really try not to make an industrial chocolate. We do a really handmade Swiss chocolate, best possible ingredients, and for us it's somewhere a pleasure to do this luxury chocolate, but which is in terms of quality absolutely fabulous.
We all know 9 out of 10 people like chocolate. I think the 10th one is obviously lying. Since more than 400 years ago, when Columbus became the first European to see cocoa beans, Switzerland has come to the forefront of chocolate manufacturing worldwide. Swiss chocolatiers like Max have created such delights as truffles, pralines, cakes and mousses.
Well, if you're looking to buy a Rolex in Luzern, there's only one place where you get it, and that is Bucherer. Now, Bucherer also has their own brand, and they manufacture pieces that could be even one piece in the world that's made to order just for you. So I'm going to check it out right now.
Swiss made is a label used to indicate that a product was made in Switzerland, and a watch is considered Swiss if it has been manufactured in Switzerland, hence the Swiss watch. It was in 1888 that businessman and industrialist Carl Friedrich Bucherer opened his first watch and jewelry store in Luzern, and now Bucherer leads the Swiss watch and jewelry retail sector. Make sure that you definitely visit this store on your Switzerland trip.
Now, one of the world famous Swiss brands is Victorinox, and since I am in Luzern, there was no way I was going to go without taking a trip to the Victorinox store. Now, you know, it's very interesting, and I recently found out that this is a business that's family owned for more than 100 odd years. And this store that I've come to is not just a store, this is also a museum.
The term Swiss Army knife was coined by US soldiers after World War II due to the difficulty they had in pronouncing the German name. In 1884, the Swiss pioneer Karl Elsner found a cutler's workshop. A short time later, he paved the way for an unparalleled company history by developing the now legendary original Swiss Army knife.
After 9/11, pocket knives were no longer allowed to be sold at airport duty-frees around the world. This meant that Victorinox lost more than 30%, probably a lot more than that in terms of revenue and turnover. But thankfully at this point, they had other product lines to depend on, and they didn't depend solely on their knives.
In addition to pocket, household and professional knives, today the independent family company Victorinox also produces and sells timepieces, travel gear, fashion and fragrances all over the world. Each product is an expression of Swiss quality and Swiss pioneering spirit.
Unpredictable weather here in Switzerland. It's raining and it's cold, but that doesn't stop us from bringing you the best there is in the world. Right now, of course, I am bringing to you the Swiss Museum of Transport. Now, one of the best transport systems in the world, of course, is in Europe, and Switzerland has this very, very unique transport museum. This is going to transport you back to 1858, if I remember correctly. This was the time where Switzerland had its first locomotive, steam locomotive. More inside.
And now, time for some history lessons. The Swiss Museum of Transport presents the past, present and future development of transport and mobility on road, rail and water, not to forget airspace as well.
Now, behind me is the Roads and Traffic Hall, and this has got more than 344 information boards all around it, and this looks quite interesting. Now, this is the largest air map in Switzerland. Indeed, a very, very different way of reading a map. I've never done that before in my life, but one thing I know for sure, this is Luzern.
The Swiss Museum of Transport is an exciting and interest-packed place of discovery, full of original contemporary witnesses to transport history. And this is what makes it to be the most visited museum in Switzerland.